Flying through space! Hey there everyone, and welcome back to more Rayman M. In the last part, we finished up the Beginner League entirely, and in this part, we're going to continue with the Advanced League. Well, we're not literally going to continue with it, because we never started with it, but we continue by doing that. Anyway, this is actually, before I start, well, I guess I'll pick him, but I'm actually now playing on the CD version, so the actual true original one. Reason for that is, well, last time we got a lot of crashes going on, and well, this part originally was no exception either. The game just kept crashing, so I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna grab the true original version. And well, I did have to go through the entire Beginner League again, and for that reason, all the lumps races that I did have different lump counts, like in terms of what I collected, which I said would be relevant later. So if you're confused about that, like if you know this game and you know what I'm talking about, what's going to happen later in the game, then if you're confused, well, then that's why, because my lump count will be different when the time comes. Anyway, we're gonna start with the first battle course of the Advanced League, which is Timberwood, which I think is actually one of my most favorite battle courses in the game, actually. I don't know exactly why, but I end up playing that one a lot for some reason. At least in terms of the Advanced League 1 in particular, this is the one I play the most by far. And this place also has nice music, and I don't know where he's going, but I guess I'll grab this while I'm at it. Henchman 1000 is not very good. Kind of useless trivia here actually, but Henchman 1000 is actually an earlier model of the Henchman 800, and it's basically worse than Henchman 800 in terms of design, which I actually just discovered like 2 days ago. Also, apparently the Henchman 800 is beating his chest so hard with his hook that it gets stuck on there. And he's like limitless, just like Rayman now. Or, you know, his body parts are not attached to whatever. So hooray, I actually finished a battle course without crashes. Let's keep that going. Alright, so next up is Haunted Yard. It's haunted, it's a yard, and it's actually, well, it's not that small of an area, but it's pretty... Wow, that's like totally fair. Well, then again, these things are randomly generated, and the starting position of the players are always the same. Like player 1 always starts at a certain point, at a certain position, and then player 2 always at that one, and etc, etc, but whatever. Oh, also in that Timberwood level, there's a glitch or something that I just recently discovered, which has no purpose whatsoever. But it's kind of weird, but I would probably be best off trying to show it off in lump fights, because then, well, I don't have to go fast or something, or I don't have to run away from other players or whatever. Okay, at least that one can be grabbed. It's actually the first stage that has a trampoline, and in all fairness, I don't... Well, there are some. I wasn't gonna say it's the only stage that, or the only course that has it, but no, there's another one. There's another level with it. At least one that I can think of on the top of my head. And this will be slightly interesting, because we're with... It's free three characters against each other. Well, I still won, but whatever. I won almost flawlessly, almost. You know, if not for that 1 point. Now since we unlocked all the expert league stages already with Lump Spring, because you know we completed all the Lump Springs in this league right now. So let's now go to the races, and well, the races here are probably kind of like a tropical water themed zone they will go through, because there's lots of it. Even though there isn't really like water you can fall in, like there are no water hazards in this game. Like if it's water, it's always shallow water. Hey, but hey, you at least get to listen to Henchman 800's theme now. I'll just let you listen. Wow! Well, thank you for whoever did that. I'll just let you listen for a little while, and let's... And for some reason I thought the music was glitching up or something. Well, actually it's acting kind of weird, but whatever. It's not like super messed up. Maybe it's because the disc is scratchy or something. Well, if anything, I'd rather deal with this version than with the CD-less remake. I mean, this is only the first try, and I got no crashes at all. And I said that the CD version did sometimes crash. Well, maybe I was lying unintentionally. I don't know. I mean, so far I much rather prefer this one. Whoa! What? Glitch. Okie dokie. That happened. I wasn't there. I didn't even touch the ground. I was like floating in midair and sliding up the hill. What? I do not know. Things don't make sense sometimes. Well, we're at the final lap. Although I'm kind of curious if I can make it happen again, because that was kind of weird. You know, maybe it's some exceptionally weird glitch or something. Like, I swear, like after I played Rayman, after I did my Rayman 2 walkthrough, well, for people that didn't subscribe or whatever, may not be aware that I did actually speedrun that game, and well, even though no one really knows it, but I've had some really exceptionally bad and weird stuff happen. One of the things was like I literally could not move at all. I could move the camera, but I had a power deck in my hand, but I could not move at all. I couldn't throw it away, so I was literally stuck. Then I also had like that machine part that you have to destroy. Well, I fell in a hazard at the same time as I hit the fur band-aid there, and that soft locked the game because that fur band-aid was still there, and the spawner of powder kegs never worked anymore, so I broke it. And then the weirdest thing is that I was going into an exit portal that, you know, that takes you out of a level, but what ended up happening, I went through the portal I assumed that happened because the portal just appeared, so you can't like go into it right away. But then instead of hitting the ground, I fell right through it, and I fell for 10 seconds while out of bounds. That was like the weirdest thing ever, and I'm honestly kind of scared that it will happen again. Like it happened for I just fell right through the ground. That makes no sense. Even in the worst video games in existence, that doesn't happen. So, I don't know, it's weird. Also, I'm completely ignoring stuff that's happening in this level. Like, for example, you may have seen that when I hit a checkpoint, I wasn't in first place. Well, when that happens, it shows you how many seconds you were behind by whoever was in first otherwise. Alright, now I got nothing to say. Maybe I should have kept talking about those glitches. Well, I'm in first place. I'm not gonna lose. I mean, look at me. I'm so far ahead. Well, I'm not far ahead, but I would have to mess up royally to. Well, then again, the last time that I said that was in the lumps race, and I messed up quite badly because I didn't have enough. So, well, I don't know. But the race is always like the standard race is always the easiest, really. I mean, the only reason why it's harder is because you're doing it blind, so you're not used to what the stage looks like and whatnot. But I did it pretty well, and that's that. Well, like that, whatever. Now we did 2 races, which now unlocks the Popolo Poi stages on every of these advanced league levels. So let's now go to 1000 waterfalls. It's actually quite a beautiful level. On top of that, there's quite an interesting Easter egg in this course, which I'm actually not gonna show yet. I think I'm gonna show it off at like the end of the walkthrough, maybe. That would maybe be appropriate, or I would go in training mode or something, and then like show it off like after this. But I don't know. I think I'll just do it at the end. That seems more appropriate to show Easter eggs at the end or something. But that's just me. But hey, I'm the one who's doing the walkthrough, so I may decide what I do. Also, Rayman is just standing there, doing nothing. I was actually not paying attention that I was actually behind. You know, maybe I should stop not paying attention. Always, those lasers always hit me like they're just not good. They're just in the worst positions. Oh man, I'm 66 thousandths of a second behind, and Tylee keeps being in the way. Okay, now, I was gonna say the AI is being really good now, but Tylee just got stuck. Wait, what? Is he stuck? I was gonna say, did the AI just really become that good, or did I just become that bad? Well, Tylee just got stuck against the wall for like 20 seconds there. I would have honestly hoped to see her never ever move again, but whatever. Yeah, sometimes AI does weird stuff, and you know, in the battle courses, they are always predictable as heck. Whoops, well, whatever. I'll take the not so short path, I guess. Or I'll just blah 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 blah. Get hit everywhere because these. Like, if you want to go fast, you have to. If you want to go fast, you should just go through and just take the hit. And whoa, that box from the distance looked really glitchy. Plus, I had the number 1 symbol on it, even though it's 6 now. Well, that's actually normal. I'm pretty sure that's a normal glitch, because I think that just has to do with draw distance more than anything, really. I guess it's supposed to be a sprite, I guess. Because sprites just work that way. You know, it's just like how with it in the battle courses, sometimes projectiles don't really show up, or explosions don't show up properly because there are too many sprites or particles or whatever on screen. I mean, I guess there's some games that actually just, instead of not showing up everything on screen, it just lags the game instead. Or you just have these games where instead of lagging the game, it just gets rid of whatever sprite is would have made it lag. Anyway, we're almost done with this race, and let's not get stuck here forever. Of course, I have no reason to do that unless I somehow randomly fall asleep. I mean, it's technically 11. Let's see, it's 11:24 p.m. right now. So it's almost midnight that I'm actually recording this, and the only reason for that is because I was trying to record this on the CD-less version, and I failed miserably, and I was like, you know what, screw it. Anyway, here are all the racetracks for the thing that we're going to see 3 parts later, but that's for, 3 parts later. And yeah, this really shows that the remake of this game is worse than my original copy of the game that by now is more than 10 years old. Yeah, that's kind of bad, just saying. I mean, I don't exactly know how that remake thing works, but it's pretty bad. Just because it crashes so often. On the other hand, on the races it never does that, so I don't know what's up with that, except I can say maybe it has to do with doing this. Whee! Anyway, I'm gonna end it off here, and I'm quite glad that I can actually keep going with this walkthrough, because I was kind of worried that, that this version would also crash all the time, but thankfully that's not the case, because I don't want to have a walkthrough where everything crashes all the time. That's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, enough rambling. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Bye.